So I do this thing where I review workshop characters. Best Mario, best original furry character. But this time, I decided to be lazy and ask you guys what I should do. I asked you on Twitter. I asked you on a YouTube post. You guys gave me a lot of suggestions. And I decided I'll just review all of them. That's easy, especially when you record for half an hour and then lose all the audio. Anyway, before I start reviewing the characters, I just wanted to say, a little disclaimer, I'm sorry if you submitted your character only for me to shit all over it. I'm sorry. I gotta be real. I gotta give my real, unbiased, journalist integrity Adam Carra. All right, let's get started. Trumbull and Alto, one of the most requested characters. They are pretty confusing at first because like one of their main mechanics, one of the main core mechanics that you're used to is changed, which is the air dodge. You get like this little cloud thing from it. At first it is weird, but once you get used to it, it's really not that bad. And the character actually feels a lot more normal after you get past that initial bump. There's still plenty of shenanigans to be had. I love the way the clouds work with the neutral B. It is like my favorite thing, that stupid little horn, saxophone or whatever. This character is basically just like the show. Pretty over the top and really cool if you're 12 years old. The character's just really strong, really like definitely overpowered. They might be cool to pit against Ronald McDonald or something. Liz. This character reminds me a lot of Acid Rainbows. For some reason, like they're just fast and their moves are just very practical. I will give you a hot take though. I don't like the rhythm mechanic. What if that's the whole thing? I know it's the whole thing, but I don't know. I don't like the character telling me what rhythm I should do. I want to determine my own rhythm in a fighting game, and it's weird in that direction. But hey, don't hate me. Don't hate. Stop. I think, you know, besides that, the character still works. They're very cool. Mew-Mew. This Pokemon looks like a poopy. But considering that, I guess they're pretty okay. Just like my poops, you know, there's nothing special about them. Like my doctor definitely wouldn't freak out if he saw this. Oh wait, I guess he would. Chrono. Down B is the most interesting thing about this character. But sadly, like all the other moves don't really match the creativity that the down B has. Everything else just kind of is really forgettable. The soul and sprites and stuff don't really help at all. Moghla. I can't say Pokemon. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Movement is like the most important thing in a Smash game. Movement is what sets a platform fighter apart from traditional fighters. Platform fighters have a greater focus on movement. And Moghla has one of the coolest movement mechanics, which is just the glide, which is, I think, a really unexplored mechanic. We don't see that enough in Smash Fighters. It exists in places, but Moghla really pushes it. Okay, so Moghla's movement was majorly changed in between me writing and recording the review and in between me recording the footage for this. So the way it works now is when you land with a glide, you have this incredible amount of lag, and I really don't like it. I don't know if this will get changed, if my big YouTuber influence will make something different happen, but that's just my opinion. I really don't like the change for it. I was actually going to give him a perfect score, but now it's minus points because of this. 100% accurate Fox and 200% accurate Falco. What is there to be said about these guys that you haven't already seen from every YouTuber ever, myself included? These characters are not just a great parody of the idea of Melee. In a strange way, they actually like live up to like the technical nature and fun of that idea. It actually also is just super fun to play in addition to being a parody. Fox. This character takes the exact opposite approach as 100% accurate Fox in a good way. It still finds its own ground because this Fox is a realistic approach as to what Fox would look like in Rivals. And in addition to that, you also get a Melee and Falco option. That just makes his character basically an insta necessary download for everyone. So, you know, it's Fox. What else is there to talk about? Jotaro. This character is possibly the most disappointing character on the entire list. I mean, I haven't watched the anime, but I've seen the memes like everybody else, so I was expecting a crazy, bombastic, overpowered, basically Ronald McDonald, which I've seen in the comments. Some people are saying Ronald McDonald's actually the most JoJo-y kind of character. He's just really slow, and he has these crazy Roy zones. He's basically like a worse Sylvanos type zoner. He does have a counter though that is pretty neat, so he has some redeeming aspects. Astra. This is probably the other most requested character. This character has tons of depth, but at the same time, they're like actually really easy to get the hang of. You know, that easy to learn, difficult to master thing definitely applies with Astra. This character checks all the boxes boxes. This character is a perfect example of what a custom character in Rivals should be like. Renu, this character is super duper busted in a pretty much good way that's like reminiscent of like Ronald and stuff. Definitely not as strong, but still, it'd be fun, I think, to pit this character against Ronald. Rock Howard. Rock Howard is really fast, really fun, but they have like no checks or balances. This character has basically one saving grace, which is the dash, which has like some actual mechanical depth to it. Basically the only thing that is stopping him from being a completely forgettable fighting character. Orphea. This character's got really interesting specials, but like it's almost like the game doesn't even want me to use them. The cooldowns are pretty crazy. I'm assuming this is some sort of balancing mechanic, but I think this character would benefit if the specials were just weaker and more usable, because they are fairly interesting. Meta-Knight is basically a very serviceable, by-the-numbers adaptation. They're not like super polished. Ultra Meta-Knight fans, they probably will be unsatisfied with this, but for everyone else, I feel like this character's fine. Clued. Yep. Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo has some of like the best normals out of any custom character. This character really makes you feel like a yo-yo. Untitled Goose. This character really didn't need to be as good as it is. This character actually has pretty good design overall. Like some of the specials and stuff feel very gimmicky, but at the same time, I think super true to the character. And so Untitled Goose is actually like one of the best adapted characters on the workshop. Valkyrie. I love the size of this character. I really want to see more big characters. I feel like a lot of the characters are just like ripped sprites and stuff, so the scale is usually a lot smaller, but I think it's super interesting to see how people are designing ginormo big boys. All of Valkyrie's moves seem pretty cool. I think the only thing really holding this character back is that the mechanics aren't super clear on how they work, when they're working, what they're doing. Like, I'm sure it's not that hard to get to know it, but I feel like it's not like instantly recognizable like Astra. Targma, this person playing the long con to trick me into saying some sort of Ligma joke. You know, let me know your Targma Ligma jokes in the comments. Okay, real talk, this character has some really creative specials. I think one of the best designs with their specials for a zoner. A few of their moves definitely feel a little too strong though, but that might get changed in updates, who knows. Archon. So Archon has like these double jumps that are like real weak sauce, which is like the idea is to stall and stuff, but it feels very strange, and like a lot of Archon's moves change the momentum or move the character around, which is weird to get used to at first, but I think it really helps this character feel unique. I think the overall kit just like has like a lot of energy, unlike me. Zeta, the after image whatever mechanic thing, is definitely what makes this character stand out. They have pretty decent design overall. Something about the character feels clunky. I'm not exactly sure why. This character feels pretty well thought out. Shy Guy. So this is one of those characters that is just bursting at the seams with crazy, fun, stupid ideas that are real wacky. But at the end of the day, they feel either useless or just really impractical. But it's still creative and it's still fun to play and just goof around with. Pokemon Ranger. Pokemon Ranger's up B is amazing the way that works. I love also the Pokemon choice mechanic. It's a great way to implement buffs in like a thematic way. But what really holds the character back is like the normals just, I don't know, there's nothing really special with them. Frog. This character is very awkward all over the place of the moves. Sorry. E102 Gamma. This character has some cool stuff, but like if you're not a fan of whatever Sonic game this thing's from, then it just feels like a random, kind of forgettable, overpowered character. Kirby. Kirby is super solid, kind of an OG workshop character. Nair is definitely one of the coolest things about this character, and the copy mechanic, the fact that that even works half the time, is amazing. Chris, another OG character, another super solid character. I think this one has a few more flaws. The problem with Chris is he just doesn't really have like a cool, fun movement option from any of his moves, really. Clover, this is one of those characters that like they don't do anything wrong, but they start to not stand out. I think Clover definitely got a bump from just being early, but I feel like over time, a lot of Clover's mechanics are kind of whatever. Up B definitely saves his character a lot though. Up B helps Clover stand out. Sans is a very good adaptation. His main issue is he's probably not fun to play against. Ricky, not to be confused with Ricky Tikki Tavi. Ricky is cool, but like doesn't really stand out from the other traditional fighter adaptation characters. Mostly forgettable. The grab is fun, I guess. Aurora Yagami. This is one of the better traditional fighting characters. There's something about like the normals of most traditional fighting characters that is really interesting because they just have like a different approach from how most Smash or Rivals characters work. Morrigan. The art isn't great, and I feel like because of that, this character is going to go under people's radars. Like, because on the surface, it seems like just sort of some forgettable workshop character, but the air dash is actually super cool in the way it works, and the rest of the kit like helps service that and doesn't get in the way. No idea how to say this. This character's functional, like everything works, but there's nothing really special going on. They don't have any stage control or movement from their mechanics, so yeah. Master Chief, he very much feels like he was ported from Smash Flash or something like that. He feels like he was just straight up designed to fight bigger characters. Like, it doesn't work with a lot of the regular sized characters in this game. This character is also very guilty of the fast must equal fun crutch, which does work, but at the same time, like when you play a bunch of workshop characters, you can kind of tell it feels sort of disingenuous. It feels like cheating. Also, like, because it's Master Chief, like he's so fast, it does not feel true to the character at all. Obama's one of the meme characters you can actually like sink some time into, but I don't think he quite rises above the meme character category. But you know, he was a good president. Ness is weird because when you come from Smash, you're like, oh, it's gonna be like Smash, and he's nothing like the Smash character, except for some things. I don't know, it's weird what he does and doesn't share. He's not terrible, but the character's kind of awkward, and I feel like the Smash version was already like one of the best versions of the character. Spaniel. This character is like the definition of the mid-tier forgettable workshop character. So sorry, better luck next time. Cream and Cheese. Cream and Cheese is a lot better than I was expecting. They're really almost in like a higher tier character, but there's just like a couple of things that are kind of clunky in the way they work. She would also benefit from some sort of movement gain from the specials, I think. And at the very least, there should be another option to control the way the Chow works. Fancy Pants. Solid character, but the side B I feel like is kind of frustrating because it could be a lot cooler than it is. Wick pretty much checks all the boxes. There's just like a lack of polish compared to like the top tippity top characters. So he's almost there. Knuckles' up B is great because it's very true to the character and super interesting. I think it's just not that good. It should be, you know, made better. Also the side B is pretty boring, kind of redundant, especially with the way the up B works. But besides that, this character is very passable. The Chosen One, the grab is great. This character is just chock full of gimmicks. After a while, kind of feels like this character is too gimmicky, maybe? I don't know. Mario, pissing, perfect. Always perfect, always been perfect, always will be perfect. Wow, that was a lot of characters. Hoo-wee. Thank you all for sticking with me. In the future, there's another place. If you don't like Twitter and you don't like those YouTube posts because you're like me and you forget they exist, there's another new place that you can contact me. You can suggest to me characters that I should review, ideas for videos, what dance moves Stefan should do. I now have a Discord because big YouTuber or whatever. I don't know. I felt like it was time. A lot of people have asked for it in the past, and I was always like, why not? Why not do that? Why not have a Discord? What's the worst that could happen? Why did I say that? But anyway, the Discord link in the description. You should check it out. Join it. Tell me I'm pretty. And also, I have a Patreon. I don't like asking for money. I really don't like doing that. But I need money. Things are definitely tight for me financially. I don't like saying that. I don't want your pity because I don't have to do this. I can go and work. I can go get a real job. But if you like my videos and you do want to support me, Patreon is there now. Also a link in the description. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. You know, leave down in the comments what else I should do, who else I should review, any characters I missed, even though I just reviewed all of them twice. See you on the flop flip.